Hi guys, welcome back to iDrum. We are still here at the Sonor Days Festival in Germany, and I'm very, very excited to be talking to the incredibly positive force and just fantastic drummer, Mr. Chris Coleman. Chris,
Thanks.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I know you're incredibly busy this weekend, and Sonor are keeping you busy with masterclasses and performances. And tell us what you've been up to so far. I mean, are you doing the same thing on the Saturday and the Sunday, masterclass and performance, or are you switching things up?
Yeah, just a variety here and there. The masterclass pretty much the same, because I think it'll be a different set of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as the performance, I bring enough songs and tracks, and normally for me, when I get on stage, I always leave at least 50% of an element of just like, okay, I'll do this,
Right.
And I'll go this way, but I didn't rehearse it. Maybe the tracks I know, but other stuff. Why? Because I like to push myself in the moment.
Sure.
I like that adrenaline creativity zone.
Yeah.
So I try to, it's just something for me that I do.
The risk factor and what that does to your brain.
I love that.
Yeah, excellent. Well, the crowd respond to it. Obviously, we caught your set yesterday and were blown away, as we were expected to be. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you've been covering in the masterclasses, because we haven't had a chance to see that yet. So what have you been talking about?
I'm 34 years old now, and I've been playing since I was 2. These 32 years, and I've been teaching full time probably about 15 years now.
Right.
And I'm just starting to notice a common theme anywhere I go and on this globe, and especially the younger generation. I'm grateful for YouTube. I'm grateful for technology. Definitely, we need it. It is what it is, and it's helped us, and we're going to evolve, and it's going to evolve. But what's happening, because I feel like I'm one of the last generation. Is how I feel. As I'm one of the last generation that it was like old school. You had to rewind a tape. Mm-hmm. You had to play this song. You had to rewind a tape and keep rewinding until you got it. I broke so many record players.
Yeah.
Nowadays everything is like totally given to us. Like it's just all right down to slow mo. We got programs now. You could put a song in and it's just like same key. But it's like super slow and okay, cool, I got it. And I'm like, it's something about working hard to work it out. It's like, I miss that. And what I'm noticing is I just feel like there's not a hunger. There's not a hunger for, man, I gotta like dig into this for the next 2 to 3 months. It's like, oh yeah, I'll have it tomorrow, and I'm all right, let's go to party or selfies for Instagram.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And for me, that's why I'm playing bass more now in my master classes and moments that are workshops, for me, because I'm trying to make that connection back to the music. It's like, okay, we got an idea, we got a rhythmic idea, yes, but you got another person on stage. Mm-hmm. So, this idea has to work. Oh, okay. It's like, let's get back to that. I just never want to lose that essence, because at the end of the day, it's about music. I mean, that's the whole purpose of why we do what we do. That's why they make drums. That's why they put drums on stage. That's why they put drums in a band, to play music,
Yeah. It's amazing how much this topic has come up, about the internet and us being kind of just bombarded with information and things being there at our fingertips. It is often, we see it as a good thing, but it's almost like, being a spoiled child. If you're given everything on a silver platter, then like you say, you don't have that hunger, you don't have that drive to search it out for yourself.
Yep.
And there's something about the process of doing that, of searching and working things out, that kind of expands your mind in a way that when something's given to you, it doesn't.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm covering in my workshops. I mean, for the amount of time I have, if I have time, I can really do the whole, get into it. But I usually call them up. Like, I'm rarely playing in my workshops. It's not about, me sitting down. It's like, all right, so let's talk this concept. Here's an idea. I got a few questions. All right, let's dig into it. First guy up.
Right. Okay.
Let's go. Like playing with a click, metronome, counting out. Everybody clap this rhythm. What is this? Let's figure this out. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, who's next? And all of a sudden, what I see is a motivation in the room, and everybody's, you know, it's of course you have that, you know, that, like, man, I don't want to go up here and play, you know. And then there's the thing of, after you do it, you're like, okay, let me, like, you want to do it, and I'm going, and after it's all done, I said, how did you feel? I said, that's what it should be when you go on stage. You should have that in your practice room because you know you're getting ready to go on stage. Yeah. Or I've got to play this concert. I got to play this. That same excitement, that same eagerness, that same drive. You should feel that. I said,
and fear. I mean, fear is a good thing.
Yes, use it.
Yeah.
Use it, you know. So I try to create that in an hour, you know, and then say, all right, now go.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing. Like, let's go back to what it's really all about. I miss just playing with a band. I just miss being on stage sometimes, playing good music, not necessarily a particular band, just the art of, you know. Right. I think it's a blessing overall, you know, and if we're not careful at the rate we're going, we won't have it, you know. It'll just be, oh yeah, that's cool, like, you know, dinosauric.
Sure. Do you think that's a problem with drummers specifically, you know, because it's becoming much more of a solo instrument with clinics and YouTube and all this, you know, the blazing videos that people can upload of themselves?
I think it's easier for drummers to hold a clinic and have that platform. You know, like I said, I'm not against it because I do it, you know, so I'm not being, you know, contradictive anyway. It's just, I just want to make sure the tone and the motive, you know. Yeah, I do tend to find that it kind of leans more towards drummers, but then again, maybe we have the majority of the platform. So, you know, there are bass players, there are, you know, it's just a vibe. It's just, I just want to be careful. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's just a vibe right now. It's like everybody's like, yeah, this is what I do. It's like, okay, well, how does what you do complement what we do? You know, there's no I and we.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are incredibly busy with music. You know, you've worked with so many people, and you've done so much. It's kind of difficult to know where to start talking about things. So, what's your major project right now, other than the clinics and the drum stuff?
I really feel, and just like life, everything has a season, you know, and I think it's complex, but it is a journey to becoming my own artist. You know, I write music, like I said, I play bass. I played sax and trumpet in school. I play a little piano, so I want to play music with, I guess, my band, you know, if I have to put a title with it. Sometimes I just like to say a band. For me, it's a mental thing. If I say I'm playing with a band, then I'm coming in still as like a part of, hey, what are we going to do? You know, if I say it's my band and you kind of get into that, no, I want to, and that aspect is there, you know, but I feel like I'm heading towards that, you know, so I'm trying to write more music, and as I'm inspired, and you know, soon to record, and I've done some gigs already. I have enough material to do a double album now, you know, that type of thing. It's just trying to find the time, you know, to make it happen. I have a 3-year-old son, so I have to be, you know, very, you know, cognizant of where he is and take care of him, and you know, things still got to be taken care of.
Is he playing yet?
Yeah, he's. Oh my God, he picks up everything. You know, he'll pick up the piano and dad, you know, okay, you play it. And I'm like, oh boy.
You're gonna have a family band before.
Yeah, it's gonna be an expensive journey for him. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Great stuff. I wanted to talk to you about the bass a bit, because when you graduated from Drummers Collective, you were offered, you know, places at all kinds of colleges and schools, but you chose to study bass rather than move. Is that right? The timeline was? Yeah.
Well, the timeline after graduating in '99, I had a scholarship to go to Berkeley. I really wanted to go to Berkeley, and then in that search, it was like, okay, well, if Berkeley's not it, you know, there was Manhattan School of Music, North Texas State. Let's see, there was a thing for Juilliard. There was an opportunity, and then I knew somebody, and he was just like, all you gotta do is just come down. So it didn't work out financially. My heart was set on Berkeley. That didn't work. I went home, and I was just kind of at home twiddling my thumbs in a small town. You know, I'm like, man, freak, I just left New York City. And I'm like, ugh. So just the way life was flowing, you know, because I'd been out of the loop for a while, so new drummers are coming to all the positions, and that's fine. It is what it is. Everything has a season. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I was really into wanting to continue, you know, where I was in the education room. So the best way to do that was to start teaching what I already knew, and then I'm just still in that mode, you know. So I started, you know, teaching private lessons out of the townhouse or the apartment that I was in, and I also started playing bass, and I had some bass students, you know, for some of the stuff. I was like, okay, so I'm just rolling with this. I ended up moving to Cleveland, you know, with the ministry portion of my life, and working close with a pastor and some other things in community outreach and, you know, church-based stuff. I was working at Continental Airlines. I was a correctional officer at the county jail during that time. I've never been afraid of a 9 to 5. You know, my parents and grandparents, you know, just my upbringing. It's like, you know, drums for me was a hobby for a long time. I didn't really take it serious until after I left Cleveland. I think it was the Guitar Center drum off in 2001.
Sure.
But being in the county jail, it was like, you know, I had a situation where it was like, you know, long story short, it's like, look, either get fired or go do music full time, you know, or pay attention while you're here at your job, you know. And I was just like, you know what, I can't deny this. Like, I'm still burning from the New York thing, and I'm just like, I still want to go to school. So I inquired. I went to Atlanta Institute of Music for bass guitar. So I was down there ended up being like a 5-6 year stint. I was working close with Pastor Dollar, but I was traveling and touring with Israel the New Breed and many other, you know, it's different situations. From there, I did Shreveport, Louisiana for a 6-month stint. And then I was with my grandmother for the last 6 months of her life in Memphis, which I'm grateful for. You know, she was one of my like best friends, you know. And then I moved over to LA, and I sat in LA for 3-4 months, like nothing happened. I mean, I was like, I had to walk a mile just to take a shower every day. We were staying in this little hut in this room, and I mean, it was like all I had was a bag of sticks and like 4 sets of clothes. Like, seriously, I mean, like nothing, no money. Just I gave away my truck. You know, I couldn't drive it to California; it wouldn't have made it. That type of thing. And it's like, come now, it's like everything took off, and I'm like, I've never been home.
Wow.
There's like so much dust on my TV stand. I'm like, that's a blessing, but it's just that's kind of how the journey, you know, happened. You know, so that's why I'm a advocate to tell people like, yo, keep pushing, you know, keep pursuing your dreams.